Welcome back to the channel. I'm your boy Andre, and today we're gonna take your Jamaican to another level. We're gonna look at how we deal with everything past tense. Coming up after this. Welcome back to the channel where we teach the language of Jamaica and do our part to preserve the Jamaican culture. Yes. So we reach another milestone in your Jamaican journey, and today we're going to look at how we deal with the past tense. If you mastered everything up to this point, in the next video, after we cover how we form questions, you're going to at the intermediate level. Today though, we're going to look at the main ways we make things past tense. So without further ado, make we get into the video. Past tense in Jamaica, very different from English in that we don't use D, ED, or the various iterations to make verbs past tense. And the verbs usually will be kept in its present tense form. So when a verb directly follows a noun or pronoun in the present tense form, it actually is in the past tense. Although, not in all cases. You usually have to depend on the context for confirmation. For example, me tell him this morning would be I told him this morning. However, me tell him all the time would be I tell him all the time. So you really need to pay attention to the context for confirmation. But the past tense words are usually kept in the present tense form. See a few more examples here. Him drive past we this morning would be he drove past us this morning versus him drive a new BMW, which would be he drives a new BMW. So the context usually designates the tense, or assists rather. We go to school yesterday would be we went to school yesterday. She won first place in the competition would be she won first place in the competition. Me booked my trip last night would be I booked my trip last night. We paid the bill already would be we already paid the bill. All other times, we usually put the verb in motion, either with the dominant A before it, making it an ing verb, or we use a go to make it future tense. For example, may I tell him would be I am telling him, or may I go tell him would be I am going to tell him. We also achieve past tense in Jamaican with the use of the word did before the present tense verb. So make we use the same example. I told him that could also be me did tell him. This works in most instances. We did go to school would be we went to school, or she did win first place would be she won first place. Me did book my trip last night would be I booked my trip last night. We did pay the bill already would be we already paid the bill. Me could revisit the locational verb. Now, to say was or were where location is concerned, you would add did in front of de to make it was or were. So for example, I am home would be me de home versus I was home, which would be me did de home. They were at school would be them did de at school. He was at work would be him did de at work. We were in Jamaica would be we did de at Jamaica. Another way we make verbs past tense are with the word never. This word can be used in the native form or mean didn't, wasn't, or weren't. It can also be combined with did or as a standalone. We use it before verbs to make them past tense and me write it never. And this is also subject to context. Make we use the same example of I am home and show you the different variations. So if we say I wasn't home using never would be me never de home or me never did de home. Them never give him none would be they didn't give him any. We never go to school yesterday would be we didn't go to school yesterday. We never dey home would be we weren't home. No can also be used in the past tense to mean didn't, wasn't, or haven't. For example, him not do it yet would be he didn't do it yet. She not start cook yet would be she hasn't started cooking yet. Them not start work yet would be they haven't started working yet. We can also say was or were going to with the help of did I go, and wasn't or weren't going to with never did I go. For example, me did I go tell him would be I was going to tell him. Me never did I go tell him would be I wasn't going to tell him. She did I go win would be she was going to win. She never did I go win would be she wasn't going to win. Them did I go would be they were going to go. Them never did I go would be they were not going to go. We still have another word which is identical to never. We use in the same context, and that is the word nain. These are the same as never, and we use it the same in Jamaican depending on the version that you speak. So for example, me nain de home would be I wasn't home. Me nain I go tell him would be I wasn't going to tell him. She nain win would be she didn't win. This is a whole heap of information, so you may have to go watch this video a couple times. But we examine this next exercise to see if we can tie everything together. We did go to Brooklyn for see Protege in concert one year. The venue never have no parking, so we did have to walk about 5 blocks from where we park. Me never did I go pay for parking, so we find a decent spot and walk the rest of the way. We may regret it because the concert did spectacular. We see some other artists who did perform, like Savannah and Lila Ike. We did think Chronix would have did it, but him did have another concert overseas. Overall though, we did have a good time. We enjoy ourselves and we did meet a whole heap of reggae fans. But we use this in the lessons going forward, so you will stay familiar with how we use the past tense. But for now, we come to the end of another video where I make good progress. Let me know in the comments what you think, because I love to hear from you. But we'll see you on the next video, and until next time, as always, take it easy.